What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday, a spot where I get Scentsy reviews out to you each week, plus you guys vote at the end of every video, so I get to warm what you guys want to hear about. So this week we have two scents. They are both from the Valentine's Day collection, which is available now, as you're probably watching this video, and it's a while quantities last, so let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the first place scent for the week. It is Pear-fectly Cute. This one at 32% of the vote, and it's this coral pink colored wax, and is about medium to medium plus when you smell it just on cold. And Scentsy has put this in the Valentine's Day collection. I would probably classify this as a fruity floral. So the scent notes or description, it says, golden pear gets a glow up with the help of whipped vanilla and a spritz of apricot blossom. Now, I described this as a fruity floral, but I couldn't really pinpoint the fruits that were in this, and I obviously knew there was pear from the name, Pear-fectly Cute. But I'm going to say from the notes, I would pick up apricot and pear, and I'm saying apricot, the fruit, pear, the fruit, and apricot blossom. That's what I was getting. I don't get a lot of vanilla, but there's probably in there to just kind of take out that punch. Sometimes fruits can be very assertive, and so can florals, and I think it's just kind of lessening that just a little bit. Now, as you warm it, it is very dense and saturated, and it's pretty strong. So I'll talk about performance here in a second. But when you first warm it, it's mostly fruit and a little bit of floral. And as you warm it and it starts to, diminish in its intensity, I find the floral is more noticeable and a little bit less fruit. So that's kind of what it did for me. Now, let's talk about performance, because I warmed 6 out of 8 cubes and I put it in 2 locations. So the first spot I warmed it was here in my bedroom. It did very, very well. It was between 8 and 9 out of 10 easily, probably closer to 9 out of 10 for 2 cubes in a, I would say, medium-sized bedroom. And I left it going the first day 14 hours. I tried it another day. It was much, much lighter on the second day, probably a third of the scent. Usually on the second day, I find most scents are about half the intensity, but this one really dipped for me. And I might have smelled it better on the second day if I wasn't so heavily involved into scent all the time. Like maybe if this was my very first Scentsy bar, I'd be like, wow, it's so strong on day 2. But because I'm immersed in scent all the time, I didn't find I could pick it up as well on day 2. And very similar in Drew's room, I put 4 cubes down there. It was easily between 8 and 9, like I said, closer to 9, threw very well. It was throwing out of his room. And I'm gonna change it here shortly. We're at about the day and a half. Again, smelled it very strong on the first day and much lighter on the second day. Now, I will say, when I smelled the wax still seems to have a lot of scent, but it's not like going through the room. So it's not throwing as well. So if you're someone that likes very deep, dense, saturated, heavy, fruity, floral scents, Scentsy does those very well. I think you're gonna like this. And I would definitely say it's spring and summer appropriate. And I would say probably even open concept worthy. I haven't tried it in mine because I only have 2 cubes left, but I think it would do okay there. And I have a feeling this will reappear. People really seem to be liking this one, so maybe we'll see it in the spring and summer catalog of 2025. Time will tell. Will I be repurchasing this one, Pear-fectly Cute? I'm really trying to cut down on the wax I'm purchasing, but saying that, I may still pick up one. I'm going to try not to, but I may still pick up one, so that is Pear-fectly Cute. All right, let's talk about scent number 2 for the week. It is simply the Zest. This is also from the Valentine's Day collection, and at 29% of the vote, it's this off-colored, cream-colored wax, light yellow. It's between light and medium on cold sniff, and I would put this in the citrus or fruity category. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, notes of sandalwood and lush greens uplift bright tropical fruits. So I do not get sandalwood, I don't think. I do not get an obvious lush greens. What I get mostly is a tropical fruit medley with something like a white grapefruit zest. And that's what I get. At first I thought, well, this kind of reminds me if you took Kahika Hula and mixed in some white grapefruit. And I was smelling Kahika Hula and I thought, Kahika Hula is much sweeter than this, but this is nice. It almost has a little bit of a sour component, and I'm thinking maybe there's something like a star fruit in there. Like a star fruit, some other tropical gentle fruits like mango, blah, 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 and I think white grapefruit. And I was watching Angie. I think her channel is Sensational Fun with Angie. She's really, really good. You should watch her. I'll try to remember to link her channel down in the comments box. She said it reminded her a variation of Blue Grotto, so I pulled them out because I never would have thought that. And she's right. This is a little bit different. There's a little bit of an odd note in this, and I think that's what I don't love in this scent. I do like it, I don't love it. So Blue Grotto, I think I never made the connection because I am very much influenced by the color of wax. I will definitely admit that. But on warm, I got this weird note. I think it was what I'm imagining as the white grapefruit. And on cold, I got the weird note. And that's the only thing I didn't love about this scent. Otherwise, I would have said it was really good for me. So it was just a like. So let's talk about performance. I put 2 cubes in my entranceway and 4 cubes in the upstairs bonus room, or it's kind of like the TV room. So let's talk about the TV room first. The 4 cubes did fairly well. I would say it was probably between 7 and 6 and 7. And I left it going the first day, about 14 hours. I tried another day. It just really didn't get any kind of throw in the room on day 2. It was very, like, it just, so only a 1-dayer for me there. I tried it in my entranceway, 2 cubes there. It was also between 6 and 7 out of 10. I could smell it very well for about half the day, which was around a 12 to 14 hour day. I could smell it well for maybe 7 hours and then very, very light for the other 7. And I changed it this morning. So I did leave it going overnight just because it acts as a night light. So this particular scent was just a 1-dayer for me in both the spots I warmed it. And being that there probably are some tropical notes and citrus notes, that might be why, because sometimes citrus kind of dies off a little bit faster. So I think if you're someone that likes those tropical, you know, like a Blue Grotto variation, maybe a white grapefruit and Kahiko Hula combo, then that's kind of what it might approximate. And I would say spring summer scent, put it in a small to medium space so you can smell it a little bit better. And I would probably repurchase if it wasn't for the weird note that I'm getting. That I don't care for, but it was an okay scent for me, just not a standout. So that is simply the Zest. All right, let's move to the portion where I'm going to present to you some scents and you guys are going to vote. If you're new, please pick 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning and put your votes down in the YouTube comments section. If you cannot do that, you can find my Instagram post, it's Patricia Gates, and put your 2 votes there. So I think what we'll do is we will actually, I'm just going to reach here and we'll actually put some LTO scents in and then a couple from the box. And what I did was I went through and I said, what's available now? And that's what we're going to vote for LTO scents, and then whatever the box gives us. So scent number 1 is going to be the other Valentine's Day scent that didn't make it from last week. It is I Pick You. That's a pretty red colored wax. Scent number 2 is going to be Dream Big Princess. This is a licensed bar. Scent number 3 is Violets Turning Violet. I actually don't have fizzy lifting drink anymore because a customer of mine wanted it, so I you know, sometimes I'll sacrifice it for a customer. And scent number 4 is Disney It's a Small World, and it is called Happiest Cruise That Ever Sailed. So if you just want to put cruise or small world, etc., I'll know what you mean. All right, scent number 5. Scent number 5 is Newborn Nursery. That's currently available, actually. And scent number 6 is Dazzling Pomegranate, a retired scent. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Don't forget to vote. I'll see you guys in the next video.